Welcome to another episode of Code Life. I'm Michael. I'll be your designated coder. A common theme I see when people are on the internet asking questions about programs or how to solve a problem is that it seems like they don't know how to solve the problem for themselves. They don't even really sometimes know how to ask the right question. So I thought it would be an interesting experiment to create a simple program, but video not just me writing the program, but actually the process I go through of starting it from scratch, doing Google searches to answer some of my own questions, to figure out some of the different building blocks or pieces that I need for the program, to actually get the final program all together, and then even in this particular case, be a simple web application that we just publish up to GitHub and have GitHub host the page for us. So if that's something that interests you, stick around. So for this exercise, or the simple application and program I want to write, is just a simple little page that will tell me the percentage difference for the Dow Jones average for today based off the 52-week high for the Dow Jones average. You can go out and look at, every day they tell you Dow Jones average is up 4% or down 4%, but that's always a reflection of how it opened for the day. I'm really more curious I want to know how far off or how far down we still are from when it was at its high back in February before all the COVID stuff hit and the market really went down. So I want to create a simple little web page that's going to show what the Dow Jones average was at its high, and then I want to show what the Dow Jones average is today, and then compute the percent difference between those two numbers and present that. So it was just a simple way tracker to see how far are we off from gaining back or getting back to where we were at the high. So we'll write this in JavaScript. Should be a simple web page to create, some JavaScript to do the computation. And instead of having to actually type in the Dow Jones average for today to compute it, it'd be nice if we can find some sort of API out there so it can fetch the current Dow Jones average and compute the number. So we'll start by firing up Visual Studio Code, and we'll create ourselves our project. Let's do us a new file, which we will save as our index.html file. There we go. Okay. And I'd like to go ahead and get this running in Go server, or live server. That's good. So we got our page. Let's just make sure we got some stuff there. Awesome. That all works. We're live. I like that. So my approach is I don't really worry too much about styling or look right away. I'll apply all the CSS styling towards the end after I got more stuff on my page. But for this particular one, I really just want to start with the JavaScript, the logic of computing and displaying the value. So I figure once we get that working, that should fairly be quick. That way we got the logic of the program in place. Next step then would be we'll do some Google searches and see if we can find ourselves an API to find the current Dow index price or whatever they call it, get the current value for the Dow so that every time we update the page, it'll refresh with the current data and then show us the current percentage. So here, let's start with, and then decide what I want to use here. Probably, because this one is fairly straightforward, what do I want to do? I want to do AngularJS, I usually like, or do I want to do jQuery? So we want to do jQuery, we want to do AngularJS. I will probably go ahead and, so we can do, this is so simple, we'll probably just do jQuery, but I'll have to Google some of the ways of calling APIs from jQuery because I don't do it all the time. So I have not memorized that syntax, but it's fairly easy, quick to do a Google search and copy and paste some code for that. But let's start with Give ourselves a div up here and say down high on, and let's go find what the high was. So down 52-week high, and the 52-week high. What is that? So do that, and I want to do another div, and I want to show the date that was on. So let's figure out that. So we just search the DAO. That's been the past 6 months. I think it's back around February. So what was that number? 29. Again, here's some Google Foo. So let's just search for that. And I see it right here. So we click on that. What does the article tell us? Close the ad. Where are you? From the intraday high of set on February 12th. Okay, so we're going to say, so slap in there February 12th. Save that. Good. We got some data showing here. Now, going to throw in an input. Current down. So put some data in there. Now let's do some JavaScript. So first thing I want to do is go find a jQuery CDN that I can pull down from. jQuery CDN. Get the latest. Just get minified. We want it to be small. Take that. Awesome. Slap that into our header. Good. Now we got some jQuery. And I want to create a new JavaScript file. I like to just keep JavaScript in a separate file. And I'll just get some better syntax highlighting in Visual Studio Code, and just keeps the code cleaner. So then we will put this in here. .js. So we have that, and we're still running there. Let's open up our dev tools, make sure we're not getting any console errors yet, like that. So it doesn't like the comma, it should actually be a period. Source, good, everything loads. That looks awesome. Okay, so let's start with, let's be able to, let's throw a button on here. And on press, no, on click, we're going to call our compute function. Then over here, we're going to have function compute. That works. We can do alert. Hi. Okay, it works. Good. We're calling our function. Everything's wired up. So now we have confidence that's working. So now, this is where I like to cheat and just say, give me some jQuery to get input value. Do it by ID. And just like that, we have some code to copy. Although I called mine, compute current down. What that is in current down, we have the value. And now we want to take this value, which we'll say value is high equals and we're going to take our diff equals high minus down, and then I want to do jQuery to set div content. So I'm going to, below this, div, I don't want to name it a div, ID equals results, take that, and then let's set the HTML, which yeah, I figured it's just that. Go back here, we'll do that. We're going to do, is that there? I did it by class. I don't want to do it by class, I'm going to do it by name. Result, HTML. We are just going to write the diff value. Let's go back here. Make sure we don't have any errors. That looks good. If I make this 25,000, I compute. There's my delta, that's good. But now we actually want, I want a percentage. So then percent is going to equal, and we shall take our diff, divide by our high, and then I want to multiply that by 100, and then I want to round. What is a JavaScript round or floor? JavaScript round. Round down is floor. So with that, map floor. Yeah. So we shall map floor this. And then we're going to, now we'll do some HTML, span, Throw some tags in here because we'll put some classes and format that later. And now we're going to slap the percent in here. That. Could go back here. 25,000. Compute. And my percent is 15. If I do this to 28, my percent is it 5? I need the floor. I want to floor my delta to 25,000. Compute. There's some spaces in here. In fact, here, let's just put a pipe in there. 25,000, compute. Oh, I get 15. Take this to 29,000, hit compute. That's 1%. Okay, that looks good. Okay, so we're functional. So let's throw. We can put a class on here because we're going to want to format this later. And this is where you gotta choose what you're gonna do on quotes. I'm going to use single quotes in my JavaScript and double quotes in my HTML. Just to keep it all clean. And I don't have to worry about continuing to escape quotes or double quotes. And let's just make sure it's all the same. Got that. So class is here. This is my diff, and then here is going to be my all these classes percent. We're good there. Go back here. We throw in 26,000. We compute 12%. Awesome. You know what? We will put a percent sign in there just to make it clear that we're talking a percent. That is good. So we have this. So next step, it would be nice that instead of having to get this out of a edit box, see if we can get the DAO from an API call. Okay, so this is where we gotta figure out some Google foo to see if we can find us an API to get the current value of the DAO. So I'll start with, let's search API to get the Dow Jones today. And see what we come up with. So we start here. Are there any free real-time REST APIs for getting NASDAQ? There's some APIs to get the real-time stock quotes. We don't really want real-time, because I can already tell you, all the real-time ones are going to be paid, because that's some valuable data to have real-time. I'm good with just getting it from, I don't care if it's a couple hours old, just if it's value from today. I'd be happy if we get the closing value from yesterday. It's close enough for this exercise. So what can we find in here? Dow Jones is not going to offer it for free. Best APIs, top best stock APIs. Let's go into this one and see what we can find. First of all, looking how old this is. So this is a couple years old, so that makes you suspect on if it's still valuable or not. And let's see, what is this? Financial Modeling Prep API documentation. To make it simple, we are a free API. Get your free key today. Sure looks like that's an ad. company quote, ticker search. You have anything in here on indexes? Market indexes, that's what I'd want. Mostly no market indexes. Let's see, what does this look like? Fetch that. Real-time stock quote, API key demo. So we need to also get a key. So let's go back up and see if we can get a key. What are they gonna make us do to get a key? Log in to access a key. So I have to create an account. I'll log in with Google. Let's pick one of my Google accounts. Which one? So we'll go with Code Life. Free. Idea for testing your ideas, limited personal use, upgrade, 250 requests. Sure. Says it's active. Select a plan. Why aren't you doing anything? This plan is already active. Gotcha. So where's my where do I get my API key? Here's my API key. Awesome. Might have to see if I blurred that out in the video or not. Let all of y'all play with my API key. So we go back here, we're gonna slap in our key, we're gonna hit enter and see what we get. We get some data. That's good. There's the Dow Jones in here. Is there a way to filter this? Dow Jones, that's what I'm looking for. Closing price. Okay, I think this will work. So let's take that and we're going to write us a function over here to fetch the Dow Jones. Fetch the Dow. Now let's do some more Google foo on jQuery to make an API call. I'll take that one, REST API. Getting started, service. What you got here? Who do I want to tell me how to do this? We'll go with you. Just give me the sample code I can copy. That's all I need. API key, yeah. Key, content for each. Yeah, okay, whatever. Ajax. That's what I'm looking for right there. Thank you, sir. They are getting fancy. I don't need to worry about this. Which I realized I'm probably just going to just be able to see my key because I'm going to leave it in there. If you're writing real code, you do not want to leave your key in the actual JavaScript that everyone can see. That is a bad practice, but for this project, I don't really care. It's not like it's accessing any of my data. Don't need this. I just want to make the Ajax call. I don't need any of this because I've got the URL. Get back JSON, get back JSON. Log it. Console is good enough for now, so we can see if this works. We'll make our function call right here just to test it. Where is my? It is here. We're gonna hit that. Look at the console and see what we got. And we got. That's a lot of data. But that's the one we care about. Is that one right there. Item 20. I'm gonna go back and look at that API and see, do they have a way to filter these so I don't have to return them all. Market indexes. Did you have a filter index real-time stock code? Okay. So if I take the, where's your key name? Symbol. I take the symbol and instead of doing index, did that show that I could do quote, E3 quote. Doesn't like that. Let's get rid of that. Doesn't like that, so that doesn't work. Examples and then all nice. Why does it not? Real-time stock market index, S&P 500 price. So we get that. What that does, I wonder if I just do. Let me say this was DJI. Ah, there we go. So that works. So that way we can just get the one we're interested in. Don't have to waste pulling back all that other data or parsing all that other data. So instead of using this URL, we're going to use this URL. And back to here. Compute, look at that, look at that. So we still get back an array. It's an array of a single item. And I am going to want to get what? We're going to go with price. That's what I want out of there. The result we get back, we can do result, which is an array. I want the first item, dot. And what did we say it was? Price, didn't we? Price, 0, dot, price. Tell me if that works. Compute. Awesome, look at there, got a value. Now that we got that value, when this comes back, tell you what, when this comes back, we are going to just do all of this right there. Which is going to be this for now. Getting it quick and dirty, see how it works. Ooh, I got a value, 13%. Awesome. Now we're making some good progress. Now that we have everything functional and does what we want, now it's refactor time and cleanup time. So I just like to just go through my code a few times and keep refactoring and clean it up. Get rid of all the trash that I put in place just to get things actually to work. Then we start cleaning up the HTML, and now we'll start throwing some classes and CSS on this to make it look much better than it currently does. So like this, we're making good progress. So to start with, we no longer care about the inputs, and we don't care about the button. I want to add a div right here, which is going to be today. In fact, let's just go ahead and make that a class, because we will end up formatting that class. And I also want to go grab some jQuery. I want this document ready function. Because I want this to be called automatically when it is ready. Get there. While we're in here, we'll clean all this up, so I don't need a ret val. I got my URL for my API call. We get our price back. We are going to, this is going to be, it's not price. What is the selector for class? Div.price. I don't think that was. Here it is. Dot HTML, and we're going to put today in there. That value, which are eat. We don't need to have any return. That all looks good. This looks good. We go back here, we refresh our page. Hi, I'm not just kidding. So my selector's not working on this. Okay, jQuery. What is the jQuery selector class? Dot class. Didn't need that. Sauce. Still not working. Why are you not working? Edge inspect. Nothing is today. Today. That's why, because it's not price, it is today. Ah, look at there. See how well that works? Okay, so now we have all the pieces and it's all functional. Now it's just a matter of just cleaning it up and making it look like something decent. So let's run through that. So what do I want to style this with? We will just fall back to the standard and just find us a bootstrap to put in there. So bootstrap cdn. So we will take this one. What's the differences here? So I want that one. Add Bootstrap into this. Just adding Bootstrap doesn't really do a lot for me. We're going to do div dot container. Is that what it is? And if I can memorize all this stuff, wouldn't it be great? Bootstrap. Layout grid. Example. Bootstrap. Grid system. What am I on? Not examples. Home. Yes. Documentation. Layout. Container. Sucks when autocomplete doesn't want to work for you. Okay, so now div.row, div.column. What do I want to do? Extra small 12. You get to go there. We're going to do another row, div.row, div.column. Is it extra small? Or is it small? Extra small. Today's value. And finally, dot extra column. Extra small 12. Our results. Now, how are we looking? We got some spacing. It's not bad. So, where do we want to go from here? So we will create us a CSS file. We are going to put in our CSS file. That's nothing new out here. Oh, but it does not didn't load it because I didn't type it right. Really? I cannot type. There we go. That is better. So what do we want to do here? Let's do, let's throw some color on it. So there is a cool tool, if I can remember it. Where is color? Don't care what's new, just give me a palette. Good enough, I'll use this one. I want my dark theme. So we're going to do that as our background. Style. We're going to do body. Background color. Good. Now, what's going to be our font color? We're gonna go with the ash gray for my font color. Not bad, not bad. Really want everything to be centered. We'll figure that out in a moment. Let's do Dow high, so I need this to have a class. This will be high. This will be date. And results. I want to change the result to a class, which means I'll need to change this to be class. That's good. Everything's still functional. It is. Now let's go look at font size large. Then I want date, font size, extra small. Don't like that. Let's go small. A little better. Let's put some padding at the bottom. Say 10 pixels. Good. Create some spacing there. I figure out how I want to center this stuff. Just cheat. I'm gonna go old school. Center. Interesting. Why that didn't center everything. That is interesting. Don't know why it didn't center these items. Okay, so let's make this look like a little something. So the whole purpose of this is I really want to present this percentage number. So let's start by moving the percentage back up to the top, because that's the actual most important piece of data I want to show. I want it to be the first thing on the page. Do that by moving this up to the top. And I actually want this to be the percent. And then I will have another div to show the diff. So let's change this to diff. Get update our JavaScript code. So this is going to be percent. And this is going to be diff. And with that all being said, I don't need all this other HTML because I put the class on the outer div. So I just want to write the percent number in here. And I'll then leave the percent sign here. And here I'm going to write out the diff. Good. We'll go back here, see if it works. Good, 13%, 420. That works. That works. It's not centered though. I don't know why my center doesn't work. Let me get rid of these. I want to inspect and show me. See, that's not that wide. Why is my row's there, but my column is not? That is because that class is not valid. That That's what I want. Okay. So extra small is not a valid class name. Let's just do these. Good. Got those there. Now if I go back, I'm gonna do percent style. Start with text align center. Get that. Let's do font size. I want to do M's. Let's do 5M. See what that looks like. How big does that get it? Awesome. Look how big that is. That's what we're talking. That's what we want. Now we're going to take, let's style our diff. So our diff is going to do text align is going to be center. We will do our font size. We'll make this 2M. Not bad. It's now 4,000. I actually want to show this number. Tell you what, right now, I'm just going to display not display, I want visibility. Visibility is hidden. Yeah, that's good for now. I don't want to show that at the moment. And our next is, let's actually show today's value next, because I think that's of more importance. So let's format our today. Same here, centered. I'll make it 4. Wow, that is still really big. Make it 3. You are still taking space. I don't want that. Just gonna throw you at the bottom for now. Good. How does the DAO, is it shown? Yeah, it'd be nice if we could put some commas in it. You format number with commas. Let's see, someone has solved that problem before. JavaScript, format number of columns, print a number of columns. What do you have here? Intro, format number, example. Let's just take that function and see if it works. There. That's nice. And then what do I do? Don't put, I'm just going to go into here and do a div class. Div dot today label. And this we call that today. And today label, we will put here, and we'll make this a 1. Let's see what that looks like. Today, good. And next, I'm going to do that, and use that to hide label. And take 2 of these. I'll say hi. We're going to say hi. February 12th, today, 13%. I like it. I think that's good. We'll ship that. So now that works, next thing I want to do is go ahead and create myself a Git repo so I can version this. So we'll do new terminal. We're going to do git init. We've created a Git repo. And go here and see my 3 pieces of code. I've staged them all. First commit them all. That's good. So now everything is in our Git repo. So now let's push it up to GitHub. Okay, so we're going to push this up to my maker at play GitHub. New repository. We're going to call this down average. Public. Don't want to initialize it, just create it. And I want to push my remote. Set that. We're going to push it. Looks like it all worked. Let's go back to here. We're going to refresh the repo. And there's our data. Awesome. So that's out there. So now that we have this, I should create a README, but I'll do that later. Now we want to actually host this as a web page. And if I remember right, I think I go into settings, issue sponsorship. GitHub pages, this is what I want. So I want to host a page from the master branch. So we're saved. So we get to go here, and look at that. There is my page live on GitHub that you can hit right there. So that completes this project. So all the way from getting the idea to writing it all in HTML, JavaScript code, Visual Studio code, doing a search, find the API to fetch the data that we want, styling it, pushing it up to GitHub for source code repository for version control, and actually getting the page hosted on GitHub and live. So hope you appreciate and like this video. If you did, hit that like button. If you're so inclined, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.